mpani say ade achi na say yanti asem fufra ene na yachi na maybe so what in your coso social media ho be kire aba fonten video ni so woni ni yakoso e wo ho no ene na dwebrenati me adwo adempo me ni ma poundful e wo Ashanti Prime TV e binada bia ene ya wada bia wabra aboy ni me no num wabra ye di dwumede on so bia to di prime trend ebre wo prime trend is so ameni ma poundful ye be sinkonya ye de nsam a won say da na won wani ehu da egu nsani ani ni abobo mu ni ede no kra no ato ni eda sansen pani say di ade ne da no won fa to wa eya na free talk afen so wo prime trend so no ye be ma wakonya na won so de wadwenkire aba eni ka se we sanso mu ni say prime trend jumedi mu no afa baby wo wa obeseria enu nti na mse hia me adwo adempo me ni ma poundful e wo Ashanti Prime TV clock it.
Odi Solomon Opokuni. Ye fredwuma abafie de ne bepe TV a obeka nsem papa a kire yen. No oba me yehunu no papa ekoso ewo wiase. Tisi ye pe TV papa ne tie nsem pa ewo kroyimu dia. Ye fanto be wiase Ashanti Prime TV. E wana me hwele de bia entizo Fao TV neto Ashanti Prime TV. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. We love you all. God bless you.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, ena no kware ne wo.
Yedi nkomo ewo ya fiefiem. Nkwankwan ni ase. Ye dem ene empo yesukum. Saa nkomodie we ne yede ba TV so. Na ya ba bedi nkomo. Twhwe we eni direction bia. Eye nkomo na yedi. Eye asem ana ye ka. Ye ekoso ewa abrabom. Ebe kan politics kakra. Ebe kan religion kakra. Ebe kan entertainment kakra. Ene de aka nyina e wo se ye. Sa wo yanyum tuni, sa wo talent bi a ye be fro na ye tumi ene wadi nkomo ne so e de aka ho. Jumadi ye a me bo ho de ru a kirewe e the pod show. The pod show a social discussion a ye ba behwe ne ya tackle societal problems, challenges a nipa ewo masitinem. Pod show is a public discussion space for social challenges, a platform that gives voices to everyone. I mean everyone, right? Na yendi yeni din komo na sa session bi a matino din wachiku ho no eho bebusa won sama wani na so se bebusa eho ana be expose eho ana be kire se wachiku ho enti kame ho na hwe me solo base na yendi jumadi we efia da bia 5 p.m. o Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha na nakware no wo the show me no mi no nkomodi bidasi.
Asante eyo mine ne sentina Ashanti Prime TV ediju media waso sonko bi eba so ne ato ne din say Spotlight Hub and a trending issue eyo me wasonfo Genial Diamond and am diju media eba somo ejada bia ene wokuada bia 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. na ju media shisha subutu so ye up and coming musician, actor, actress, empo social media influencer. Don't hear any say obefa number na e chego screen na se no. Friend, nani endin sa waswe. No be yadachi enstroma. Spotlight Hub jumedie yisudie. See release interview na se ehemu mpo a obetu. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, ena ne kre no. Ewo.
Action. Action media. Audition. Yeah, audition can see me our action media. Yeah, series can see pa. Obi amfa no hunyim. We ye penyino we akwadao. Emrantie ne mabani nyina. Ye hia obi bia action media. Yeah, series can see e de abegu Ashanti TV so. Obi amfa no hunyim. Boy mi gina mu bi. Obi amfa no hunyim. Frɛ number na ye twa agu atie no. Me see frɛ number no. Thank you. Ashanti Prime TV. Enam tie ni mu no boy. Magi medwa. Ye duru ha se tu dia. Na ye nsɛm akɛse nko a. Sɛ wo pɛ nsɛm no kora no atie ana wo pa asɛm papa a wo Ashanti mem Ghana mem be bia wiase be bia atie dia. Hwɛ Ashanti Prime TV. Ɛhɔ ne no kore no. Ɛwɔ. Me see Ashanti Prime TV. So opese otie news pa ana opɛ baabi a asɛm a yɛka no. Unko busu obi na opɛ no kore wo mu a. Hwɛ Ashanti Prime TV. No kore no ahanko ana wo.
Bebre na ekoso ewo yemmem ha enne nkofo amanso mpani se ade achi na se yanti asemfufra enne na yachi na
Omaya de sheme mo bibiara chi Ashanti Prime TV so nie emra so nsema yensa aka ne de ba besom mo ewo kase ebokwan so ne obeti anopai edos ne edi makuti ne bi ene ne osofo hwan ho ne de ensem so no nyamfo John Abdullahi Jinapo edensem bi ato abontene
sa so ena timamfo a omo ewo omo de nsem dodo no atubia efa kane dundu a epese etimi ema ne hunu so
osofo a wo hwe eye akwantimpon ho nsem so no nyamfo Kwame Gavins akasa
sa so ena yade se kopi mu ma hwe bi yade sense dodo bi efi hono mu a eba
ensem we ni ensem awdo pie kan ye de ba besom mo ewo don hwe ba ko entem ya ye de kase yi eba besom mo eye me mesnafsat mini aba
ajoa dempo
ye tue hotel abasisia Yaba science wa mu akwa babiom ediaba Ashanti Prime TV. So channels wa me se kasi obenye bi ahwe Facebook Ashanti Prime TV, YouTube ya Ashanti Prime TV na TikTok. And so ya Ashanti Prime TV afa ejibre na yem pense ensem ni mu. Efiti mra NDC amanuko no eba aban mu a wopaw eyon munyamfo John Abdullahi Jinapo. So onye oso afọ behwe eya honede aso eye ne so no. Okasa editor abontin ese ECG containers na bebre ayira na yehunu na chira kwan ene nyankopon ayadom amana atumi ehunu emu 1569 awatumi ehunu every containers na ayira no no hye Ghana for bo se container bia ayira aye ewa aban dada no emre so no mo behwe no mahwehwe ni nyina no mo behunu so.
I set up a committee to account for the containers. The committee came back to me and said they couldn't account for a certain number of containers. And CTFM, you are here. You can just check your own records. John Jinapo, we will recover ECG missing containers or funds. So my priority first is to recover every single container at the port. In fact, that is what every minister should be doing. In addition to that, I've written to the Attorney General to look into possible criminality and let the law take its course. That's what the wise minister would do. We've recovered 1,569 containers so far. They were stuck there. And yet, ECG was buying the same containers and they were getting stuck there. So my vision to recover the containers remained unchanged. After we've recovered all the containers, we'll reconcile the figures with their manifest and with all their procurement. And if there are still challenges, we'll make that available. So we are really...
Afeina mensa so akai o se kasie aboafo bi na so yasne a amayede kasie no eba beso aboafo ni bi ni POG band. Omo de band na de djuma. Say program bi na o ya punto bi na so djuma de bi na wodi na wo be yan se wo hia band wa se na bo mo dia be POG band. Na yakachi ubetimi so afre 0248400056 and I say 0594615325 na fe yentimi emwa so na POG mo ono so ebo ye ni echidom ni me bi a ukomo abenya bi kopiem POG mo yakachi a obenya bi so ewo eho no yedi djuma ewo asante mampo omodi afre 0248501319 and I say 0509909991 sanso na achi media ono so ebo ye chidom ose pese ogidin ewo sini twem pese okasa woni pam ne kase wono ate se ne metia no mama no katekate ya bomodi afo wani be pie mu ewo achi media nche ye de ye no audition ebe ye so bomodi ase we ba peke ye phone sibi na fe ye so etimi abo no ni so ade woni pam kasa ni pam engine mu ananse ni twem no etimi akoyie de mo betimi afa POG mo ananse achi media ewo 0538982898 afi yento akase yeto aso de ane enkoto aso ewo fire service ya omudjuma ewo nkan pompuni mantem no na yade se no ada omupani ba akwa oda omude nsem bia tu bia na wo hwese yinuano ma omudjuma ewo apo ano no ya no mukokoyi na no empempini ana nkofo mukwa enkofo kokoto show mu so ye ne bi kwa fam 8 mission kan no ma yen se ompese omusisa ne ma nyina no ene omuhia akane ene etu ni mo bitimi ede asia na afiso asanso aka kye se Ghana hanu se fire service for ebo mo modern papa nti ya na ahwe no nsu na etimi abo mo abaso na ye ni fi etim se fire service for the omo enye hwe o man.
Bear with me that as we talk now, we are battling with a case in court where a fireman was tapped at Ajingano for fighting fire. So because of some of these violent attacks on firefighters, the chief officer in her own wisdom have declared this year's International Firefighters Day that we should campaign against attacks on firefighters. Some of us are happy that new legislations are coming in now to sort of broaden the scope of the Ghana National Fire Service and give us a lot of authority and mandate to be able to work. As we speak, fire service, we don't prosecute. And I can tell you, my brother, one word in a sentence can make a criminal to go free. If I'm lying, one word, just one word in a sentence can make a criminal to go free. So if we are the sole prosecutors of our issues, I think it will go a long way to help improve the way we do our things. After all, the jargons and the fire terminologies, we own them and we use them, and we know how to use them to be able to do the right thing. Try and invest in fire. Because one, traveling outside Ghana, no plane will take off, no plane will land if it is not sure of fire service on standby. That is a fact. No investor will come into this country and invest, knowing very well that if his investment is on flames, no fire service is there to protect. So I can go on and on and on. And that is how come I keep summarizing that the general public, those who have the means to support, should go ahead and support and see us as partners in what develop. It's also a way of, I can say, doing the work of God. Well, can you imagine a trader whose goods are all bent in Kantamanto, and the person has.
And they also for watching a quantum on some so a young Munyan for a year Kwame Gavins. Na ukopiemu ewa te menti fidomantemu a year Bia West. Any other na probo akwa kopiemu ewa honum ehye eye kwan siesie ye big push dwumadi aban e de ahye contractors ensano se de esimi ko na bro kopiemu ewa honum no wo ka kire eye contractors ne se aban afom so mu meye siesie wo kwan no so de na enye fedi agro kra adwuma no ida se wo beye ana wo beja ato ho akọ no obi awa beye enye kokwasa ase wo beye ase wonye kono nguka ya wa wonsoa nso wunjai MOB enso wo yesa aban no ene ni ubenya pan to obesere se contractors ni ya menani enko na adwuma ho.
So contractor performance is simply because people have lived in these conditions for too long, and something must change, and President Mama is determined to change it. We have, that's why I said we have over 5,000 contractors registered wishing to work with us. If you are part of this, it's a privilege. You must act or step aside. So this contractor, according to the regional director, we are on cost. We are adrift by 2%. That can be 2 weeks work, and they can catch up. So we are okay with that. But I think there's a big problem going back this way, and we are going to address it. We are not going to leave that discussion. I know it's in a different meeting. We're going to.
The only thing I think they have refused to do is not collaborating very well with the regional coordinating council. Because actually, we provide oversight, and as representative of the president, we have very keen interest to ensuring that there is value for money. So I'm happy with all the testimonies that I hear. But I think collaboration is very, very key. So maybe find time. Let us know if you have a problem when it comes to the region. We have, the institutional knowledge of this region, and we can support you every step. But I think I'm happy for hearing from the minister about your competence and your track record. Thank you very much.
Of contractor performance is simply because people have lived in these conditions for too long, and something must change, and President Mama is determined to change it. We have, that's why I said we have over 5,000 contractors registered wishing to work with us. If you are part of this, it's a privilege. You must act or step aside. So this contractor, according to the regional director, we are on cost. We are adrift by 2%. That can be 2 weeks work, and they can catch up. So we are okay with it.
For a year, Honorable Abdul Wahab, and a year, very 24 hour, a one can come sense. So you are a time and homeless one say, Cosso, a one can pump him and 24 say, or mobile singing in an and so woman can to me. I find into my pa Efra.
One of the challenges or the major challenge that we've identified is people developing within the river channels itself, which poses a risk to they themselves and also to our operations.
Okay, tell us about the preparedness plan.
The emergency preparedness plan is an early warning tool that helps all the stakeholders involved in emergency related to the dam operations to know their roles and responsibilities as far as managing an emergency related to the dam is concerned. And when it comes to managing an emergency related to the dam, we talk of two main forms of emergencies. One is emergency related to controlled spillage from the dam, and the second is an emergency related to dam break.
Ene penny power da Minerals Commission ano ayon monyanfo Isaac Andrew Standock no akasa e de ato abonto ne senkofo bebe honoma ye ma won to mi krata se won fentu from agudia wakwa akodru eye kwaye no na wo ye niema aban no etia aban no ye ne sa aban no ebeje wo krata e de afi won sem no kan sem we nyina no wakasa de ato abonto ne se ye hwe eye Adamus eye wona wotu from agudia ene aban agi eye tumi krata miensa e ma won kwan to betumi etu eye fumagudi o man Ghana hanyina afi won se misanse ye de krata na ma no no nso akopone kakra de amobi no na gisika na afi nipa no se nipa no nso entu fumagudi wa bless nipa na ban no kra enim no enti saban mo tumi krata se tu fumagudi na se wamfa eye emra e bata krata ne ho endi wuduma hunu se aban no besan so age krata no e de afi won se
the forest so actually is miensa eye Adamus nanka ekura Adamus esan enema bi omo ya amfa kwemu list do se de mawa emrada ho ye waniema obetimi aye ye waniema nhia ministerial consent se aban ma ho kwan se oye anse wetimi aye Adamus ade ni list ni bi ama nkrofo a aban eni ho hwe ebinumu ya galamsey ebinumu prepare area no I say yes setting up bibi fufuro omo say yes ase omo yusu nura ebetimi ekum yen ebetimi ase ase no a ebetimi ase community no omo wo mu no eti ye ntimi nhwe ema na nto aso ewom say emra ne say eke say o ye bibi na nya abama kwan say ye niye na mo emra kro na so ma ye kwan say sa de krona wo ye no sei sase ebetimi ekum nipa ebetimi asei bebia wo ya de krona sa mra na ma ho kwan se ubetwa sa license ni mu nti abagina sa mra no so ana odi etwa sa license ni nse ya ekuta Adamus no na emrepam no ensisa edi agu akwemu a ye behwe se edwuma ne beto aso no ye de ni na betudwa na mum aban edwumadi a odi no ye hwe ne se affect anase ensane obi a oye edwuma o man no so anaga na ni ba bia oye edwuma o man no so eti obroni be ka se seamless transition che se ye be dane every Adamus for sem dia ba bensem a yemma obi dwuma ni bia ho tochima 2020 ye local content no ye de shemu se sa mine no because osha mine no dwumadi na oye ni na sikana kasa na ye se no bebreni wo mine na ye ni mu memo abrofo no eba omo ye omo amman na e de sa sikani na ko bebi omo free ba ye embo mine wo bebi anti je ye omo aye ye taxes ni ye royalties ni workers aketua eba memo edwuma de nka o ya emfaso no ana odeko but sikana kasa obe say we edwuma ni mu no ye pese bebre na tena ha eti ni aye sa amra no but companies ni bebre go fields o munyi na e comply aye companies menu ana so far na o mun comply bako any new ones
Ene Ashanti South Regional Police Commander yani di ene DCOP Joseph Hamonyamba odin semdo no atu ya na wo twese ne okopie mu ewo oboase manso nyina hini side on dia ene akonfo view baba be show no ma ne dia no mu di tenfo mo ho enyere no enam so emampanifo operation say sankofo mba chi omo na omo operation ene mo tumi abomodi ache akonfo mienu amomotimi ahwe omo kwanebra DCOP Hammond Ekasa say bi ena ochechemu FI.
The Ashanti South Regional Police Command has dismantled a robbery gang responsible for a series of roadblocks attacks along the Obuasi-Mansu-Ninehin stretch in the Ashanti region, following a multi-regional intelligence-led operation conducted on the 25th and 26th of April 2026. The operation, which spans the Ashanti, Northern and Upper East regions, led to the arrest of 2 suspects. The recovery of weapons and ammunition which have been buried in the bushes by the robbers and the unraveling of a broader robbery network responsible for several attacks. The command gathered intelligence that suspect Sumaila Munkaila, also known as Buddha, who is wanted in connection with multiple roadblock robberies, was hiding internally in the northern region. An intelligence-led operation was promptly mounted on the 25th of April 2026. At approximately 20:55 hours, the team arrested suspect Sumaila Munkaila, alias Buddha, age 37, at Vitin, near Tamani. In interrogation, the suspect admitted his involvement in several robberies, including 3 specific incidents. 1. The attack on the convoy of His Majesty Ditu Dini Abiale Ayaktam, Member of Council of States, the China Pure, on the 20th of July 2025. 2. A roadblock robbery on the Bupe Tamale stretch on 21st April 2026, and a roadblock robbery on the JJC Fumbisi stretch on the 22nd of April 2026. Third mentioned 4 accomplices, namely Umaru Musa, Tungude, Sumaila, and Bera as his accomplices. He subsequently led the police team to Safulugu in the northern region, where suspect Umaru Musa was arrested at approximately 23:30 hours the same night. Both suspects indicated that their weapons had been concealed underground in the bush at Letesi near Fundisi in the Upper East region, having buried them following their last robbery on the Letesi Fundisi stretch. On the 26th of April 2026, the team continued the exercise. Both suspects led the police to the location at Letesi for the retrieval of the weapons. During the search, unknown persons opened fire from within the bush, and the suspects attempted to escape. The police team returned fire, and in the ensuing exchange, both suspects, Sumaila Munkaila and Umar Musa, sustained gunshot injuries. One police officer also sustained some injuries during the exchange and is currently receiving medical treatment. The team proceeded with the search and recovered the following weapons and ammunition, which had been concealed in sacks and buried in the ground. One seized that 805 assault rifle, bearing serial number C. The Ashanti South Regional Police Command has dismantled a robbery gang responsible for a series of roadblocks attacks along the Obuasi Mansu Minehin stretch in the Ashanti region, following a multi-regional intelligence-led operation conducted on the 25th and 26th of April 2026. The operation, which spans the Ashanti, Northern and Upper East regions, led to the arrest of 2 suspects. The recovery of weapons and ammunition which had been buried in the bushes by the robbers.
NA Institute of Internal Auditors, Enyanfinshia Ejunu Enum, 25 years. No share a share home a fan, a Jumedian say, and Okasa, a dear to a bonton, and say, Mrason, so yen chile, Edemagana, and Mobununiati as CSA, a year auditors, no Mujumediano, a corner by a yakon and Sabe to name and yes, the Yin I who is the auditors, the Omudia. And as one moving office, Nanas will be a dream auditor on the Debbie. A cast will be an auditor, and you may be come on a money auditor and Tinian Yalma, or gentity, or senior high school barbecue a one service, and Merson to a Cocoye or Co universities. I won't share so by a auditing course and also a one more music as a Akoye.
Members are me, ye bet me a canopy. I say members no. One making impact baby organization meso awon aboabo internal audit aboabo akru amane ye nyina no adimu ndi kan no na o kan internal auditors ani crofo duplicate nane essence we say ya police for nanso nei ehu say adwumakuo mpanyifo craft reference yemra nyemeboa won kwan ben no befa so a objectives a onde asi won anim no ebeba mu enye no nko a o hwe Africa have international standards a yɛdi so de yɛ adwuma no a Ghana yɛka ho bi ɛna saa standards no yɛde ba ɛbɛto dwa ama internal audit agency kora no agye atum ɛsɛ internal auditors a Ghana ha nyinaa ɔyɛ aban adwuma no ɔnye ntum na saa standards no ɛnni so ɛna afei yɛka risk report a risk yɛade a ma adwumayɛkuo ɛnkɔ so ntafe biara no yɛboa the risk report eba edi sene adwumayɛkuo mpanyinfoɔ bɛhwɛ so na wakenkan no wahunu nneɛma a ɛbɛto tia ɛwɔ wɔn adwumayɛ mu na wafa no so ahyehyɛ nneɛma sene ɛbɛyɛ a wɔn adwuma no ɛnkɔ n'akyi na mmom ɛbɛkɔ n'anim abiri nyinaa.
As the Institute of Internal Auditors IIA Ghana official launch its 25th anniversary celebration under the inspiring theme Our Legacy, Impact and our future. On behalf of the Water River Authority, I extend my warm congratulations to the leadership and members of the Institute for reaching this remarkable milestone. 25 years represent far more than a passage of time. 25 years, not a joke. That's silver jubilee, Abby. That's silver jubilee. So it is very good you have reached that age. It reflects dedication, professional commitment, and the collective effort of individuals who believe in the strengthening governance, accountability, and institutional integrity in our country.
Bosunya eye internal audit month. Globally, internal audit month. Until ye pese ye ko secondary schools na ye ni nkwala ni kasa say omusua dia omunso en consider say omunyinya ombetumi abeye internal auditors ye yesusa ni ye nyasa nti ye pese ye catch omo young nti ye ni ombe kasa say profession bi wo ho a eno si ye friend internal audit
members ne ye betumi akanipi ɛsɛ members no one make impact bebree e organization ne so awon aboaboa internal audit aboaboa kuo ama ne ye nyina no adi mu ndi kan no na o kan internal auditors ani crofo duplicate dane bisanse odum say ya
ɛna no ada eja etimi ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ eye group ye ɛwɔ akosomo ya ɛno ɛnam so ama ne kan ne dundwɔne ba ama nkofo do no akra ka say dum so ɛna epese ema ne hore so ɛno nam so ema Ghana na tetene mfe wo man wo adwade fodo na de nsem bia betu bia ni titi wone wo mo a omudi omudwuma hodo na ɛwɔ costo no ɛno na wo mo kye sa kan de wadundu ne be ya de a aha wo papa ɛne wo mo nam no musika do atimi ahye no ɛnya asampitoa
yo a ubeyi ne ma be wi a be park no be ba no na light ni bi wo ekofo edum ɛna ye nam nso nko ade without ice no and to me sustaining nam it is a nam ne melt ya we ma customer or complain say enam na odi ama no I say your sausage bi or I say chicken bags in into so I say
how many boxes
well sausage in bro be 40 box and a back and so bro be 10 box
no say here be say you can be say
well sausage no back here 380 3,800 10 box times 40 and chicken back in 225 times 10 until Okaboma bro more than 8,000 a bro 10,000 cities. They say who you be a jumana sa problem when I did break jumarana onye nijia
na ewansan krono mu na adwadifo ni bi kasa se omoniema no ena timanfo ni bi so chese munya na dunso bi amba ka na dundum bi ayi no me bi ayi amete no yendum ka na ahoda ntigana fo mu bi munya se mo kase dunso ana se ka na dundum no abana munya se mo se kase se munima
mi yo yendum light o mi fe yendum light yendum po end 10 minutes beba
Mambo for say eya is the
dum so biani o machines no na old and I yes machines na say kra akoso bo crash inten na yes santi we enye dum so ebi mu and om person mu yare to say dum so so enye dum so mi fie mi nda light off mi yo yendum light o mi fie yendum light ye dum po end 10 minutes beba
Mambo for say eya is the
My basi etwa ensem ne so na eni eku ejin edom so ene challenging heights ene Ghana police ati won ho agu montene so ama eye emaya be se eye aduanan mienu 42 ena waje won efre nipa bonfo ensem a wosusu se emaya yekọ form edifri eye Nigeria de more my garden wa say sebi de o ma ba bebo eye adwantra bra na emra posifo eje sa emaye yi na wona ekofa amaya no de wo mobile so wo de wona ba besua tireye ye te wo Nigeria sa na ye ka to mo tirime ye do ba besua eye tiribo ewo Ghana hanu se ne nso ye do mbedru hase ya na enema ensem fata ne de wo mo eye nti empanimfo eso wo mo sere ye Nigeria ban so mo manani enko na de hye hu ne ntumi nkoba se bre bia ne yeso na de hye de afri ne man so aba be piem wo bi man so se mo mbo eye dwantara bravo.
So Ghana Police Service ye kofa mofra woyan mbesiafo a wododo ye 42 a woyi na wodo fi Nigeria wodo ba Ghana de won mo 22 bra na the mofra won in fair ways between 13 and 17 years old mofra ya kan wasemi a woyan mbesiafo abra wakafa won fi Nigeria wonyo ba no kacha won de wonyo ba ba ye ejuma bi to the hairdressing adepam naze eso obedu Ghana no na wo force won de wonko bodam jantra bra na yerke na wona wonyo ba no aya wo force won de de bia anye kura no o de eze sika no dodo ye 1000 Ghana cedis ana 1500 Ghana cedis. Say in them 1000 and now 1500 Ghana cedis now. What bro? Now what open them sir? O send them target now what I'm the mum of friend into no. I hear crab of Frabia on you, meaningful by you do another edonu. And I want you that every day. Now, ono and a ye ginado. Na ya ka kire Nigeria ban there oma na yon ko na citizens hu now on siu da mu kwanya what they want citizens especially girls one over Ghana what one bobo
be America kra ni na beto abonten se kopie mu e wo South Africa abonten so de ni ade hye wo South Africa na e to ahye ye one wa free 1 month so ba be pie mu e wo South Africa so be pa bibi edi Tissue ene Ghana de shia ewo honom na eno na anam so amene eye wonmunyamfo Farouk eye Al Wahab ono ene ye international eye diplomatic consultant eno wakasa ede ato abonte se de osoafo shama hodo hu nsem so wonmunyamfo Samuel Kuje to ablapa kansem no obo ne homoden de ne nso osutu senka mprempren no de be ma South Africa empanimfo mu ze Ghana ye ni abrepa ne se panyina enka wojine mu dia ma South Africa wo man Ghana mu ase yempamu no wonko ni kurom na yensu ye panyina wo ho no ma wojine mu dia ma Ghana ne yenko fa ne mra Ghana ne yem omonti ase yese until se o mu be hwe na enema mente me ho ase attacks be ekoso e wo South Africa no mu be jai no enya de enkita hudie bia betumi akoso e wo amanaman mienu ente mosusu se sa eba South Africa mpanimfo no be hu se eye Ghana ye ni abri ye pa na mum se kokase de bia kasa wonka hu se kasa dodo we entoponko.
Grateful. One of the causes of the xenophobic attacks. 2, second of it is the laziness of the South African blacks, of the native South Africans. And the third one is the jealousy nature of their character. So Sanya Mami and Sawi, we are very ungrateful to the entire Africa, and countries are almost struggle alongside to support them to gain, I will call it a second independent. The first one was the independent granted to the 3 unions, and now first independent now abrofone de ma wo that time na South Africa Nkromians and the unions and no more independent. Ghana is the first country to sign anything that borders on self-determination. Be a fine independent home, a far human rights, etc. Ghana is always the first country I'll be signing. Not that withstanding, Ghana does not sever diplomatic relations
on sesa and as a uncha, or try to maintain standards and norms, or try to maintain diplomatic relations all the time with neighbors and then also community members and then the global world. But rather, no, I'm expecting, say, you be pushing a stronger action. But we say we have to just throw for the South African embassy, South African government to know see any. I expected following this particular event, one would say it's a bit harsh, but in diplomacy you have to demonstrate your anger. Next case we buy no, you recall your embassy, your Ghanaian High Commissioner to come to Accra. Then you ask the South African High Commissioner to go back. Then the dialogue can begin. When we begin, say statistics, the seriousness will be felt. But say in the issue, say Honorable Kujeto, that is his way of handling it. So, of first South African ambassador, or Metransic High Commissioner, now all shed the ecosono. The discussions is very calm. 18 year best serve woman. It does not serve the real purpose of tomorrow and another current happening. It doesn't solve it. We must show the seriousness level diplomatically by displaying our anger. And in that case, Nelson Koye withdraw. Near Momo Dianoko. Can any individual say me hey, na me no ko kolebu, ma ko jina ho, ma jina kolebu OPD. Mali ni bi o ha bi MP. Nigeria ni bi o ha.
Na ewo kan ye dundum sensem mu enatimemfo ni bi sanso de to bia na o mo chese. Honorable John Jinapo ya o no ene peni kwanhwe for na se sofo a na so hwe yen kan ne ahonsem so o hwe se be ya en kan ne ma ekosu ina no mo wodi aso ma pepepe ye ni humu adadi ye hu bibie mu ene kwan kro eja no etimi efa aso e ma asa kan ne dundum du containers aya ya ke kan die ne wo mu sanse obisa Ghana for bibra obi betima ka se won die onim die wo entene be ya atimemfo ya hia kuma beto ye na de omo kan etimi agedi na ye hu se sa kan ne dundum ya be nyu bia fortune omo emma hunumu ene pepepe ye entime ye fa na ntuma pemfra
esa omo ye open no me transparent na Ghanaians hu de course omo publish na manfo hu de course containers no na eden ne wom nyoma ne wom no Ghana for person hu afen so say wa recover me feel say there should be prosecution attorney general bibi on the desk so a ye hu adwuma so that Ghanaians na who say anyoma bi say na ekoso anya saade a Ghana for here say me fi say moa ministry no enti me fi say ministry no as I say omo mama for ti de ekoso ni ye initially na the hula balloon say amount for containers bi ayira enti see I recover me fi say the same energy na dey yes I dey no yemfa emma Ghana for hu de akosi ne said yeah Ghana for no be accepting no ya ya sutu for ma e be hu de ekoso enya saade a uja man for say yen speculate ya obi a be kana ne de me tie container no minim de ewom de minim me nya information say I recover container no why na say I holding accountable be I say transparent media for ho say mum perceive amount for tia dia mbetu akọ na say you pick sana na man for any gidi omu you see electricity sensem affecting businesses bebre are starting for there within this short time enti say ye ma bibina se biemu a me feel say ye transparent Ghana for no will be have a space in their heart mbetimi who say okay yem be rather than we jam normal ne dum no say because so say containers near the idea here me feel say sad no na see ma Ghana for hu say last year there no ya chi nkrofobi ya prosecute obi sad this year the hu na last year there ni bia na new different thing me feel say ma funya sa information na o metimi make your man informed decision because Ghana for na new different thing me feel say ma funya
Yanto akase ne so ewo enkran pompuni mantemu eye Legon Presec Boys eho na akopie mu ewo ho no ma yina yenim se eye yenuan mom wo senior high school eye third year for na ya de oboabo ho de won so hwe ato ahihye so na eye school no echiri mu a omo no afibia dru na se eye nso hwe bi se ewa beto so mu bibi omo friend se family day ene abusua ne ba beka akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ no ho no nyinaa abompaye de ama mmɔfra na ebere ta adwumadi no ekoso no ena headmaster wo hɔ no eyo onmonyamfo David Odija ekasa de ato abɔnten so besere se emre na mmɔfra no hia wɔ na awofo yie pa nti wo ye awofo na wotifie na se wabɔfra ewo school na so baba betwere nso hwɛ no kasa ma ye pesika de ato buka na se pesika de ayi bibi ewo nwomasua ho nsɛm wa na awofo na ma wɔn nan ayentie no wɔn san ayentie ewo school mu hɔ na afɛ nso sika sɛm ho esan se mprempren no na abɔfra no ehia san mo nti awofo no mu wɔn animre na ne amɔfra no hia bia no wɔnyɛ mfama wɔn.
And we know the family is made up of parents, the school community, staff members, our students, and our stakeholders. This is a Presbyterian school and our family head. So when we meet like this, we discuss things that will progress. By this time, some of the things you give your boys, whether mathematical sets, calculators, and some other academic material, probably they don't have them, but they need them even now more than ever. So if your boy needs any book or he needs something that will help in the exams, please, I encourage you as a parent to provide, and success will come. For our students, we continue to have confidence in them. We are so convinced that our students are capable of passing these exams because the examinations they have written in pre-sec, our internal exams, are normally more difficult than WASI, except that WASI is an external exams, and we want to trust that.
Afei yemeto akase no so ewo eyegumwa eskobi oho ya ndi ene adamu kunu no na ne kopi wo hon me ka me yese ehu pa na abom sanse omo echimo kremodan oho omo da sori ano pa mamofo bi etia ba bebubu kremodan ni na no nam so de ayam dihia ba beto timemfo a omo ewa adamu kuma ewo gumwa yi so mo sre akan bi yo mfo so me kan bi ma omo na afei omo nye hwemu na omo hu de enti sa mamboyefo na baboni foi etia ba bebubu kremodan oho a omo so de frɛ omo nyame
na pawe miyasala wuya mendabio mesi mbabatana mapatana sana makai Quran kakrana ajima tam na so na masoro aye majima meti ana mawunsa sojo fo bebre omuba omupoduru mi nchan pepepe no mesi omuba ha na amukwanfa omudoso mijina ho na omawurom shop mu efie mu omawure efie mu ana muba mi nchan omuba ye pe me be sori se anka me yakwan a na mafa akọ ohini nchan ana mu awetimi ana mu agimi phone me yere so pie ye na o magimi yere phone so me bakura na osu ade to osimi so waye soja pani pa waye soja pani ya frano ai beni ya frano Frank Olanyo Agbebo wonu amu nyina na mubaye wadi omu nachi ana mu na mubaye wajina ho ani na wadirect bibiara ansa na mabubu bibiara wajina ho 540 musa na akoye ko 50 musa na mubaye ya yesala masalachi wiye
adi ya bakasa ya baka kire yeru IGP aya Ghana mpenfo omo nsor pa de esi wa ha na pan wa ma ihu kakra abayeso da ya bada bosori bi o menyim de obesi wa ha bi wodam da ya babakwa bibi bon basi ewo mantemanti yesrem mpenfo no se omo mfo won na nsi fom de esi wa ha na pa de aye nyan kura nti yesrem Ghana mpenfo pa
ya pesi anka chire yi yewura IGP se de asi nneno ebetima motaiba ebetima ma amahu bebre aba yeso na ebetima ma ti se ebetima ma amahu bebre aba yeso na ebetima ma
yenti ansemi so ewo bonomantamu yesu nwane ne okopie mu ewo hono ma bonomantamu so afo ene mpanimfo binum akasa ede ato abonte ne se yade ya Ghana police aboa ama wanachi eye nipa miensa a wodi koku fa kwan bɔne so afiri ɛyɛ Cote d'Ivoire ɛde abɛpie mu ɛwɔ ɔman Ghana mu ase ne nyinaa ɛne sika aban de ama wɔn so wɔn fa ntɔ ɛyɛ Ghana akuafoɔ kookoo no ɛsan sɛ wokɔpie mu ɛwɔ Cote d'Ivoire sika eto kookoo one bag wɔ ha no sɛ etumi tɔ mienu ɛne fa ɛwɔ hɔ no mu nti na yɛade ɔmo kɔ no makɔ akɔtɔ ɛde afiri Cote d'Ivoire fɔ no mo de aba Ghana ɛyɛ kookoo ɛyɛ bɔtɔ bɛyɛ sɛ wɔ ha 100 bags ɛna yɛkye wɔn a wɔn di area mu nti mprempren deɛ yɛade a nkurɔfoɔ mmiɛnsa wɔn twere ɛyɛ apolisifoɔ anaasɛ aban ɛkokum ɛwɔ bɔ no nsunyane
aban ama lances buying companies no sika na sika de ama ɔmo no yɛgye sika no a ɛnam sɛ Cote d'Ivoire kookoo no boɔ no wɔ fam nti ɔmo kɔtwe Cote d'Ivoire kookoo no na ɔmo de aba Ghana na kyerɛ sika no ɛde ama ɔmo sɛ ɔmo mfa ntɔ kookoo ɛwɔ Ghana ha no ɔmo de sika no agu ɔmo bɔtɔm because Ghana kookoo one bag etimi tɔ Cote d'Ivoire kookoo 2.5 bags nti sika abande bɛma ɔmo no LBCC no bi mo ɛne nkurɔfoɔ bi mo ɛntɔ Ghana kookoo no na mmom ɔmo de kɔtɔ kookoo no wɔ Cote d'Ivoire adeɛ baako a yɛsɛn hu yɛ bio ne sɛ anɔdɔmprɛmo cocoa farm visitation no ɛne yɛaka kyerɛ ɔmo nkurɔfoɔ na ɔmo tɔ cocoa no sɛ abande sika no ba a ɔmo make sure sɛ ɔmo de sika no nyinaa bɛwura Cote d'Ivoire akɔtwe Cote d'Ivoire cocoa ɛde aba Ghana sɛnea aban no bɛyɛ ɔmpɔpra na mepeke saa intelligence manna so mema security officers ɛyɛ adwuma ɛna mema cocoa board anti-smuggling team no ɛbaeɛ na sedanka nyankopɔn sɛ yɛakyi cocoa more than 100 bars a ne yɛtwe free Cote d'Ivoire ɛde ba Ghana na meka kyerɛ nkurɔfoɔ a ɔmo di saa adwuma no more especially adondomprɛ sɛ wafa na fofa a bono ha de ma ne mfa nwura ha bio ya momya nyene ɔman ho kakra position a yɛbɛnya nti yɛsɛ man no na sabio saa nkurɔfoɔ wei nenam koko ase sɛ ɔmo dwen Ghana ho ne mo ɔmo na ɛsɛ Ghana fo ma wo nkurɔfoɔ na yɛakye ɔmo no ɔmo nyinaa yɛ MPP executives abi mo wɔn krankwanta ɛna yɛn nkurɔfoɔ abɛka kyerɛ ɔmo sɛ abande sika ba a yɛmfa nto koko ɛwɔ Cote d'Ivoire na aban no nyɛ unpopular na memma saa kwan no ɛwɔ Bono region ha me send a strong warning sɛ meda so yɛ Bono regional minister yi sɛ smuggling na njaya a nneɛma a mɛyɛ no ɛbɛsɔko nkurɔfoɔ bi ɛwɔ
Prime anɔpa no nsia kaseɛ ɛno ani go so a wohwɛ sɛ yɛto ansɛm ne so anaa yɛmfi yɛ ne nkyɛmu ɛwɔ amahodoɔ so nsɛm mu ɛne Russia ɛne ɛyɛ Libya mpanimfoɔ ɛda amanaman mmienu yi ntam atena ase de wɔn nsa ahyehyɛ ɛnte ase apoma se sɛ ɛyɛ nkitawodi ɛda amanaman mmienu yi ntam no wɔhwɛ no ahyɛ mu kena
Russian government officials to work on resuming bilateral agreements. We anticipate that during our upcoming meetings, we will have the opportunity to engage with representatives of various government institutions and agencies of the Russian Federation, work towards the resumption of specific contracts and agreements, and potentially conclude new arrangements. According to Ministry of Foreign Affairs Libya, the meeting reflects a clear intention by both countries to restore and strengthen their partnership on new foundations that serve mutual interest and support economic development.
Мы будем
We will seek out opportunities to assist our companies in returning or re-entering the Libyan economy through the mechanism of the Intergovernmental Commission, which is set to resume its work. Today, the Libyan acting foreign minister and the Minister of Trade and I reached an agreement to this effect.
Oil factory kese pa ba ko ho me ya se Ukraine for sorry a sendi an almost sendi bomb be ba ho no na so me de mi share aba beto Russia for so ya almost share sa bomb because so aba ne ba ade se e be di wo munya pa na nsan so emboa omo emai no.
As to comment on negotiations between the United States and Iran with Russian government officials to work on.
This is the aftermath of a strike Ukraine says it carried out Tuesday on a Russian oil refinery. Tuapse on Russia's Black Sea coast, already the scene of an unfolding environmental disaster after 2 previous attacks on the same refinery over the past 2 weeks. CNN has verified this footage showing oil has already leaked into the Tuapse River and the Black Sea. This satellite image from Sunday shows traces of oil reaching at least 50 kilometers from the shore, according to CNN's analysis. Here you see the black residue on the beach. And heavy rain last week turned toxic, residents reported, blanketing cars and streets in oily grime. This is oil, says this girl, showing off her dirty hands.
Now what you mudi enyadi adeshia ewo mali afano ahonguno sokora enyadia asumdue ba kokora esi ewo mali sanse nipa bonfo bi ato asha adeshia ewo no so ene na anam so ama emprempren eyewie mu hyen ye adwuma ewo mali titiriu ene ni a ekoso edidwuma wo mali hono ma ne nko obi man so no yade emprempren no oye mpanimfo aka chom so munye na nje omudwumadie ento won mesanse ye hwese die nipa bonfo bi etoto edesha adeshia wo mali so na anhwa me kotu eyewie mu hyen kurampa no akwakoto ahye eyewie mu hyen yusu ewo wie mu nto be sire se emprempren die ewie mu hyen bi edidwuma ewo mali no on parki ensi ho kakransi
to Bamako, where explosions and gunfire targeted key military sites and infrastructure. The escalation has triggered wider fallout, with neighboring countries warning citizens and traders to avoid travel routes into Mali as instability spreads. Airlines halted operations amid fears for passenger safety, leaving travelers stranded and deepening concerns about isolation in the junta-led states. The attacks claimed by jihadists and rebel groups highlight their growing ability to...
This is the moment a slingshot ride cable snaps mid-air at a fair in Spain. No one was seriously injured, according to emergency services in Seville. The capsule flew into the air before the cable snapped, sending it crashing into the ride support structure. It happened at a fair in Seville where 4 people were injured, including 2 children who received treatment at the scene. 2 people from the ride were later taken to hospital. The National Police says the incident is now under This is the moment a slingshot ride cable snaps mid-air at a fair in Spain. No one was seriously injured, according to emergency services in Seville. The capsule flew into the air before the cable snapped, sending it crashing.
Casio Benya Bia Wabe Fontaine video so Ashe Facebook, Ashanti Prime TV, YouTube, Ashanti Prime TV, and TikTok, and so Ashanti Prime TV.
After so na ye kai o se ka se de besun a wo fa almost so yasni e mai de ka se bi e besun wo e bi ni POG band POG mo na fi Action Media.
And some of the best man pay Nedos ye near the Makutini be any. And they also for Shanghai, a GNSM so on the Munyan for John Abdullah Jinapo, Edinson be Etua Bontani.
so ena ekopie mu ewo nkan pompuni mante fa first service wo mo ho omo so akachi ade sense bi efi wo no bai
oswafo ohwa kwantempon som so munyamfo kwame governance enso ebo apro ewo bia west ewo atoyement pedo mantem
so ena posifo a omo ewo asantimemu ya ne so omo so akachi ense bi efi wo no bai
ensem we ni akeke ka ho bebre ne de besom mo se prime anopa no nsia kase na sana mesori so no na enne ye hwe onimunyamfo ya eye ni mfo ni da fidi kase yiso a eye lord ofori enne eye wawoda yesre obo ade ensura edema wotutu anamon ensisi yewe efri Mr. eye apau eye boaten ehonom ena afen so eye Baptist Church a omo wadehye ena omo de awoda passion queen ma omo sinyankopon ensura ona wonyi mfrado mu enkwado mu bebi odo na ibesi biera de masasa no enda ne wo bohye asase nyankopon ensura ona wontutu anamon ensisiye sanso enenne ye hye eya atade a ehye me kama ya na efri eye dawidi garment and wo kuma se eye esuye boa o patade bia se wo de kwa yi o de kwa ifro bebi ode atade na ekobia bra na Elder David NGG style enfama kama ono send you picture man kwa na so want take measurement obekoma tade no na ene wo ye pepepe kama dawidi garment esebra na sisi ano oye promotion eye idi other promotion enti bra na won dwudwa eye entade enfama kama ajwa ene wuti no ayefe hefa ena oye wuti
okay me so miti no me madam eye Paris price ono ena eye miti no ema me eye Paris price odini juma ewo atonsu eye ahensan estate eho ena odini juma unya kwa utine se natural say pem ni na obetimi aye ede amount ahanti Paris pride na miti no na sat mama kins me pasho me the picture bi atu ene eye me an kasa me so for penny baako na oda Pastor Bismarck me say we dey beto so amame me am so for penny baako eye Pastor Bismarck ye odini juma ewo eye tanoso ena odini juma Pastor Bismarck ena odas me am so for penny no me so for no energy obobo ameka kra ewo mumu ene munamani enti papa ene aya wawo dey na oba me di bi American show ni American show yin an se me so yankopon se ni enti a odo ba asase su no onko so ama no embuso na afi yankopon na mo so na ye bo akofo ti se ye mo so na wadwuma no so onko so a entre wa hie mu emfa e monti Pastor Bismarck eye wa odi hie ajo adempo me ni Ashanti Prime TV ye catch you say happy birthday
ene na Pastor Bismarck yankopon ensure ye pa adeshima mba kan for edikase ebesom anope me Miss Nafsat mini aba
ajoa tempo
yakra obia
bebre ne akoso e wo yemmem ha enne